Yes.
Alright. So some of you are walking around and talking to Phoenix. This is Phoenix. And I see some familiar faces here from last week, and I guys see some new campers. So who knows what a Mustang is? So everybody knows almost what a Mustang is.
I know. What a Mustang is the desert.
Or, that's pretty good. There's a lot of Mustangs in the desert, Eli. So what are Mustangs? Somebody.
I'm a Mustang. The horses that were or are wild.
Okay. So they are wild horses. And we have a lot of horses that roam around the country in different places. And they're just as wild as a deer. They're just as wild as an elk. And Phoenix was one of those.
I know.
What?
The elf lives in Santa's workshop.
That's reindeer, but you're pretty close.
Reindeer.
They look kind of like elves. Eli has a lot of information. He's great. So Phoenix here was a wild horse up in Wyoming. And she is a horse that I'm doing for a competition called the Extreme Mustang Makeover. And I have 90 days or 3 months to tame her, train her, and then I take it to a competition, and then somebody is going to adopt her there. So she won't be coming back with me, unfortunately. She's a sweetheart. But the whole goal for what we do is getting these guys homes, because they're just sitting with a bunch of other horses down in these big pens down in southern Colorado. So now, how do I get a wild horse to be as sweet and tame as this? We do round pen. Everything that we started working in the last camp, we're going to do in this camp. So these tools that I have here, you're going to learn how to use these tools. Everybody raise their arm. That's how long your arm is. This is how long my arm is. So this is not something to whack your horse or scare your horse with. It's if I raise my arm here. Now see, this horse is very sensitive. You see her thinking about moving? But if I raise my arm here, she moves. You see that? Okay. If I need to move this horse around in different positions, I can just raise this stick. If she didn't move, instead of touching her with the stick, I can create a little energy with this bag. So if I put some pressure right there, see how she moves right there? These are the things that you're going to learn how to do this week, at least the beginnings of it. This lead rope right here, it's made of rope. So is the halter. When I ask her to do something, if I'm standing over here and I wanted her to back up, how would I ask her? Say, Phoenix, would you please back up? Please back up. She doesn't really understand that at first. So if I take this, hi, tell me.
So you have the rope up so they can see it, and then you wiggle it around so that.
Just like that?
I don't
You're a
think
good
so.
teacher. I didn't know how to. That was pretty good. You're sarcastic. That was great. That's a camper from last time. She knows. So what if I wanted to bring this horse to me? Tell me. Lead it. Okay. Let's say I want to back up. So my body moves backwards. If she doesn't come with me, the lead rope pulls on her just a little bit, but I don't want to pull real hard.
No.
No. So what we're trying to do when we work with these horses is communicate with them. It's like if you're sitting next to somebody and you have a nice conversation. You're communicating. I want to have a nice conversation with this horse. If I want her to back up, if I want her to move her shoulder, if I want her to move forward, it's all about the communication. So what if the person next to you, anybody here speak Spanish? Okay. You're going to have a conversation with Preston in Spanish. I want you. Okay. So Preston, Emma speaks a little Spanish. Preston doesn't speak Spanish. So how do you think they're going to have a communication here, a conversation?
Sign language.
Sign language, that's a good one.
Hand signals.
Hand signals. Okay. We're going to do the next example. Phoenix and me. So Phoenix, how was your day today? So I would like you to back up, I'd like you to move your shoulder, and I'd like you to go forward around me once or twice. Are you ready to do that? I don't think she speaks English. So what I'm trying to show you here is if I have to communicate with this horse, I have to do it in a language that she understands. Okay? So your body has to talk to the horse. The way you use your tools has to talk to a horse. So if I ask her to back up, when another horse asks a horse to back up or go away, it typically gets its body a little bit stronger and does that with its face. So how do we do this? Or it turns its butt towards them and kicks them. Well, I don't want to kick her, but it's called pressure. Okay? So if I need to talk to her and say, back up a little bit, I'm going to put some pressure on her. So first we do it with our body. We want to be really nice and relaxed, and we want to start our conversation very politely. And I'll show you the difference. Preston, stand up for a second. Hey, I'm talking to you. I know you can't understand it.
It's someone smarter. Get him.
So, if somebody started a conversation, that person's not anybody that I want to be around. All right? So, how do you think we need to talk to our horse? We need to start the conversation very politely. So, we want to introduce ourselves.
That's walking.
So if I'm going to ask her to back up in a nice conversation, I'm going to start out really relaxed, and then I'm going to bring my energy up, and then I'm going to ask her very politely to back up. And she backed up. So is she scared?
No.
Did she say, oh, you're a very mean and unpleasant man? And only Carson says that after a lesson. So I'm going to ask her to back up a little bit more. And I can be as relaxed as I can. If she does not comply, then I have to get a little louder. Preston, stand up. See? It was very polite. Sit down. Stand up. Very good. See, it's much better. He's actually learning, which is surprising. So if we want to move this shoulder, now I want to direct her where I want her to go. So I want to look where I'm where I want her to go. Because I know where she is. She's this great big animal right here with a saddle on her next to me. I know where she is. If I had my back to her, I still know where she is. So you don't have to stare at her all the time. We want to tell them where to go. If I would like her to pick up her speed a little bit, we always ask politely first. We stand up taller. We give a kiss. If she doesn't do it, we ask a little louder. See, now I ask a little louder with my stick. If I want her to come down slower, I'm going to politely ask her, release my energy, and get her to walk. Pick her up. Good girl. I'm going to push her out a little bit. I'm going to make her come up to a little bit faster speed. Let her come down. Let's change direction. Back her up. Let's move this way. So these are all things that you're going to learn a little bit about this week. I'm looking on a circle. I'm in line with this hip. Right here. And she's not pulling on me. How many people have all their teeth here? You guys got all your teeth? Oh. So if you really want to show off how they're not pulling on you, that's a good way to lose all your teeth. Preston, I want to see that by the end of the week. Now, all these things these horses can do is about how I talk to this horse. So if I want her walking sideways, it's how I talk to her. Now everything I'm doing down on the ground are things that you can do when you're up in the saddle. Alright? Everything that I'm showing you right now are things that we can do from the saddle when we teach them how to do it on the ground. Now, because I've had a communication with her, a conversation, I want to come in and tell her what a pleasure it is to talk to her. This is what they live for. This is what they like. Come in and pet them, tell them, hey, that was pretty dang good. A couple more little ground halter exercises, then we're going to turn her loose. You guys might get a little dirt on you. Go ahead, young lady. So right here, I'm asking her to step around in a circle. Good girl. Come through. Now move around the front end. Good girl. These are all things that you teach your horse. Good girl. Good girl. Now this horse didn't know any of this 3 months ago. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. Oh my goodness. Now there's some video on YouTube of her when we first got her in. And some of the other horses you guys are going to be working with this week, Taz and Rocket, they were both wild, wild horses. And you couldn't even touch them. You had to reach out with a stick just to touch that horse to begin with. And now those are the horses that you guys ride. So it's pretty cool stuff. Now, so you've seen what we do with the halter and how we communicate with the halter. Now, we have to be able to have a conversation without the halter. So if I want to communicate with her now, I have to do it more, I have to speak clearly. I ask her to back up. I ask her to move her shoulder. I ask her to head off this way. Now Phoenix hasn't had a lot of people around round pen like this, and I have to get her used to this because we're going to compete in a big competition with other horses and other trainers. So she's got to get used to this situation. She's doing real well. Now I'm going to stand up tall, pick up my speed.
Whoa!
Good girl.
That sounds good.
Get your lead, get your lead. Good girl. Good girl. I'm having to push her a little bit. Now I'm going to ask her to trot. I'm going to ask her to walk. Oh, that was nice. Good girl. I'm going to ask her to go off this way. Pick it up. Out. Push her out. Good girl. Don't switch your leads. Good girl. Now I'll bring her down. Good girl. Let's see if I can bring her to me a little faster. Good girl. No eating leaves. No eating leaves. No eating leaves. No eating leaves. Pay attention. All right. See, she lost communication right there. So I have to communicate a different thing. Don't lose my conversation. So if a horse isn't talking back with you, isn't getting in the conversation, you lost interest, you gotta get her back interested in the conversation. Woo. Good girl. I know. Hey. Good girl. Don't lose me. Don't you do that. See, she ignored me there. So I have to get a little louder in my communication. Wrong lead. Wrong lead. Good girl. Now let's try this one more time. Good girl. That's better. That's better. Very good. So later this week, you're going to get to see Carson do this. You're going to get to see Kai do some demonstration. Kai. Do some demonstration. Maya's going to do a little demonstration later on this week. So now, We're going to do a quick change. Alright, so everything we just did on the ground, we can do on the saddle. Okay, so a few months ago, this horse was wild, and you could get on this horse. You couldn't hardly touch it. Pay attention to everybody else. So, everybody snap. So some of you will get to be able to ride today, or this week, I'm sorry, probably not today. These are the reins. Some of you know this stuff. These are the reins, saddle, stirrups. If I want to communicate with this horse again, I'd like her to bring her head around here. I'm going to pick up here and ask her to bring her head around. Very lightly, very politely. Pick up, very politely. I want to look for a right. I ask her to move off my leg. I want her to move sideways. I want to bring her shoulder around. I want to move her to the rail. Girl. Girl. There we go. Relax. Good girl. You're going to learn how to start getting to the point where you can ride a horse. And then, given time, you'll be able to do things like tame a wild horse and ride it, get it to do the things you ask it to do. Okay, so they're about going to get you guys ready to work. We have a bridge, we've got a log to drag, we have a rope to pick up, a gate to go through. This little thing right here I just built yesterday, so she's got to check it out. Ta-da! Oh, one last thing. And you guys will be ready to go. And this is the one she likes the least. She's getting better at it. Touch her rear end, and I have to get her over that. Good girl. That's not bad.